Another day, another shave. All right, guys, I got something I've been wanting to try out for a while here that I figured I'd share with you guys, just a little test. If you're a fan of Proraso, they sell a canned version of it that I've always wanted to try just to see if it's as good or close to good as the cream or the soap. So I bought a canned version of the Proraso Red, and today we're going to be going up against the soap puck version of it. As you can tell, I've used quite a lot of it. I even took a chunk out for today, lathering it up in a bowl. So today we're going to go ahead and do a Proraso test. I got my bowl here, which I'm going to cut to a different camera angle, and we'll see how long it takes to lather that up. The other thing we're going to go over today is a new razor that isn't really new. It's been around for a while, but it's newer to me that I wanted to try out. It's called the Supply Razor. When I bought the Supply Razor, it came with a little stand that it sits in neatly. Supply Razor is a Schick injector razor. It takes the Schick injector blades. So when I bought it, it came with the original 3 plates. So you get a 1 dot plate with a safety bar. Whoop, that's slippery. And that's the most mild one. Then you get the 2 dot, which is the medium with a safety bar. And then the 3 dot with a safety bar, which is the most aggressive. I started out with these, and then later on the company came out with a new plate that kind of does it all. And it's great for if you shave every once in a while like me and you've got a bit of a beard on you. They designed an open comb, which I think is what they sell now. I don't even know if they have the plates that you can get anymore, but it's the standard open comb. And we'll go over the injector. You can take the blade out by unscrewing this, or there's a little key that has blades in it. When you buy it, you slide the blade forward after you put it inside here. I'll show you on camera how I do that, because I got to change the blade in this one. And if you've been around the grocery stores or your local pharmacy, you've probably seen these in the shaving section hanging there. You can get these pretty much anywhere or online. And then there's a couple other companies that sell their own version. So the blades aren't hard to find, and they're pretty affordable. And they still make them. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the other camera angle here real quick, and we'll go over loading the injector razor, and then we'll lather up some soap. I got a sleeve on it so I don't slip. It's got a little texture on the side so you get better grip. Here's the key with the blades inside. You take the old blade out and you store it inside here. So what we'll do is we'll change out this blade. There's a little tab here, and there's a little hole there. So you line those up, push it together, and then now you've got that on there. So what you want to do next is you pull that back and start pushing the new blade in. And so I don't have to touch the blade. There we go. Now you make sure the blade's lined up. And then I'll tighten that up real good. And you can see that it's caught there and there on the corners. And now we have a fresh new blade. I'm going to use different lather brushes. So this one's going to be for this. And this with this for the Proraso tub here. So we'll get some hot water in this brush. And we'll see how long it takes to get a lather going with the Proraso in here. I used to lather it off the puck itself, but then it started shrinking up into a ball. And so now I just take pieces of it or I rub it on my face like a shave stick. Cool thing about Proraso is it takes a lot of water. And I like to use the pre-shave, the Proraso pre-shave with Proraso. Some people are turned off by having to have a set. You honestly don't need the pre-shave to get a good shave with a Proraso shave cream or soap. It's just an added benefit. That looks good. Okay, and then the difference between that and this one. So I've got a brush here, and let's move that out of the way. Voila. So there's your convenience factor. But other than that, I don't know. We're gonna see whether or not a canned Proraso can compete with. I added a little water in the brush. And we're gonna mix that in because that looks a little dry. A canned Proraso can compete with a soap. Okay, so you can already kind of see the difference between the two. I'm going to cut back to the regular camera angle here and we'll get the shave going. All right, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and wet my face real quick. And we're going to get some Proraso green. I don't have the matching Proraso red. I used that up a while ago. I had the smaller tub of it. I'll use about that much. And you can mix the Proraso green pre-shave with the Proraso red soaps or creams, or I believe we're going to find out with the canned soap. It should be fine. Because, I mean, it's the same formula. It's just the green has a menthol and eucalyptus in it. So it'll make it a menthol-y shave versus shea butter and sandalwood. So it'll be a mix of those two. So this is the canned Proraso. We're gonna do one side here. Wow, look how thick that goes on. We'll see if this stuff dries out or anything. It's already looking like it's pretty dry. I'll add some more water. See if we can get this a little less dry. Okay, that's one side with the canned Proraso. Here's our bowl with the soap. Has a little less form to it. You know, it's not as much lather beardy. Better hydration already. I can feel it on my face. Okay, we'll go with that. Now the injector blades and razors, you kind of set your own angle. It's preset pretty much. Unlike a safety razor where you kind of have to do an angle. When you put it up to the face, it's already kind of there. So we'll just go at it here. That's having no trouble at all getting through that beard. Like a safety razor, you don't want to use a lot of pressure. You just kind of want to just enough pressure to hold it up against the face. Not a whole lot of slickness with this canned Proraso. After the shave, it's already drying on my face. There's no slickness to go over more times. So that's one major difference already. Smells good though. I mean, it smells like the Proraso Red, so there's no difference there. And I'm getting a really close shave with it. And it's protective. It's just, you would have to apply more of it in order to really go over the face more than once. Okay, let's try this side with the soap. Now I'm rinsing a lot right now because I have the long beard I'm cutting off. You probably don't need to rinse as often once you do a second or third pass with this, because the lather channels, if you look, it's pretty good and it all just kind of forms up in this area. But the open comb works a lot better than the safety bar version that they had. So that's mainly what I'm trying that's new. I've tried this supply razor before, but with the safety bar, not with the open comb. Tell you, I really like this single edge shave with these Schick injector blades. It's almost like shaving with a straight razor because it's a thicker blade. It doesn't have that flexibility like the safety razor blades do. So with my thick beard, that's really hard to cut with razors. It's just going through it no problem. And okay, let's go for another pass. So this is the canned Proraso, what it looks like for a second pass without all the hair. And this is the soap. Got to be one of my favorite scents other than the Proraso green. I really love Proraso, if you can't tell. I mean, I've got this guy right here. Definitely a Proraso fan. Kind of like some people like the Barbasol and the Barbasol scents. I really like the Proraso, or people who really love the Old Spice scents. Proraso's my thing. If I was on a desert island and all I could have was one kind of shave soap, it would either be the green or the red Proraso, or Arco with one of the aftershaves from Proraso. Alright, so nice and clean, good lather channels. We'll go against the grain. Once again, I'm not using any pressure, I'm just kind of making sure the blade's on the face, but using its natural angle that it was designed for. See, it's already almost too dry and not slick enough to go over a whole lot. It's protective and it feels good on the face. It's not drying or anything. Let's go up here. Yeah, with the soap, I can just go over those spots really easy, multiple times, no problem. Let's wipe the face here and I'll have a feel around and see. Okay, so the usual spots for... The only difference between safety razors and the supply razor is sometimes for the angles and how thick the head is, it's hard to get underneath the nose. And sometimes in the angled areas where it kind of dips in, you know, when you're trying to get into that dip. We'll go over one more time. Just real quick. And then when I got this, we'll pull this out and take a look at the peaks for the canned. Okay, so that's the canned, which is really good. It's cushiony and slick enough when it's on your face. I'll rinse that off real quick. And see, I haven't had to add any water to this shave soap instead of the canned. The canned I I had to add water too. And this is still hydrated enough. It hasn't dried out like the soap. Okay, let's grab the soap out of the bowl. And we'll see what the peaks are like with this one. Very nice, very slick, very cushiony. Okay. I think already after my 2 shave passes, I'd say Proraso canned is not bad, but it wouldn't be my first choice. If it was all that I could get when I'm traveling or something like that, I'd definitely use it. Probably use it over Barbasol. Just because I like the scent, and Proraso works really well. I'm rinsing with cold water. I always rinse with cold water. I use hot water for adding water to the lather, and I use cold water with the razor so that the blade's nice and cold. It keeps from getting razor burn. It cinches up all that metal and straightens it out instead of being hot and relaxed. Cold shaves are the best way to go, in my opinion, if you have issues with razor burn or your face hurts after you shave. Adjusting your pressure. Not using a whole lot of pressure is a good idea. Alright, rinse off with some cold water. Hope everybody's having a good day. I've been busy working on the walls here in the house in the spare bedroom. Trying to prep it and get it ready for some paint. It's taking a while because I can only do so much. I only have so much time. Man, that's a nice close shave. Yeah, definitely single bladed Schick injectors are pretty darn close to straight razors. I think they're just a little bit more aggressive though, because I can feel that my skin is a little bit more irritated than it would be with a 3-pass shave with a straight razor. But it's just as close, just about. I'd say there's more irritation on this side from the canned Proraso than there is on this side from the soap. So there you have it. We're gonna go ahead and finish it off with a little Proraso. Oh boy, I haven't used this bottle in a while, so it's got dust all over the top of it. Proraso red. I won't be stingy with it because it smells so good. No sting. So I had my pressure right and the natural angle of the razor, just going with that. I didn't even have to think about it. I bought when it did come out finally, because at one point they didn't have it, the Proraso Red Shave Balm. So we'll get some of that. This stuff, it doesn't take a whole lot like most shave balms, just about that much. I'd say it's a close scent to the aftershave and the soap. Some people say it smells like pencils, like a wood pencil, and that it doesn't smell sandalwoody. It's definitely got a woody scent to it, but it's not an exact copy of the aftershave, so if some people might not like it, some people might, depending. I think it's fine. I've used quite a lot of it in my shaves. I mean, I've got maybe half a bottle left of that stuff. Well, that was a really good shave. I do like the new plate for the supply razor. Works really well versus the original plates that came with it. And I would say that the Proraso soap is definitely the way to go. I like the cream too, or I like to mix the cream and the soap together to make like a super lather. Those are really good. So maybe if I mix the canned soap with the soap and the cream, then it'll be an uber super lather. Anyhow, thank you all for following along with the shave while I test out some stuff. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.